So what's going on, guys? My name is Cheshire Automotive and welcome back to the vlog. Now, as my name suggests, I am Cheshire Automotive because we're based in Cheshire, but for this video and indeed the next one, we're going to be going somewhere a little different. Now, normally at this point in the vlog we'd be jumping in the Fiesta and heading to our destination. Only this time round we're doing things a little differently. We're jumping in the Volvo C30 R design, courtesy of Supercars in Manchester. Say hello to the viewers. So I think it's time we start making tracks. We're now partially through our journey, but unfortunately this is the UK. We've hit the obligatory British motorway traffic jam. Hoping this doesn't become a theme on the journey. Seems I might have spoken a little too soon in my comments about not hitting too many traffic jams on this journey. So yeah, seems we're going to have to put up with that. Pulled up for a break. We're not quite at our destination yet, we've still got a fair way to go, but we are not too far from the border, just to give you a clue as to where I'm going on this little trip. Break time is over, back into the C30 and onwards with the next leg of the journey. And just like that, we have crossed the border. From England to Scotland we go. The journey continues. We are not quite at our destination yet, we're about 15 minutes out, but I think it'd be foolish if we didn't stop here and admire the beautiful Scottish countryside. This place is just absolutely beautiful. Me and the guys have stood here admiring the beautiful Scottish views, and then something completely spontaneous, epic and random just occurred. We're stood here admiring the views, and then this Mercedes SLS Black Series just randomly flies past us. What are the chances of that happening? Sightseeing is over, onwards to our destination. Well, this is another unexpected element to this vlog. We're here at what you might call the showroom district of Edinburgh City. We've just arrived here at Ferrari Edinburgh and we've come across a variety of the Gumball cars just randomly parked up. So, over here we have the Bugatti Chiron, we've got the Ariel Nomad, we've got the 812 Competizione, there's a McLaren 720S, behind the 720 we've got the GT4 RS, I've got a 296. Yeah, a great variety of cars here and a very nice surprise indeed. So a very nice surprise to come across a variety of the Gumball cars over here at the showroom, but I think the two that stand out are indeed the 812 Comp and the Bugatti Chiron. It's my first time ever seeing an 812 Comp in Hong Kong Viola. The colour looks absolutely spectacular. And the Chiron is just a magnificent piece of engineering. And look at the exposed blue carbon on this car. Fantastic. With the exception of the 812 Comp, all the Gumball cars that were here have departed, but we're now going to seize the opportunity and take a look inside Ferrari Edinburgh and see what they've got. There's a good selection of cars here at Ferrari Edinburgh. I think the two cars that stand out are that 296 GTB and this 488 Pista Spider. Who says green doesn't work on Ferraris? I think you'll agree these two cars are absolute stunners. From the outskirts to the city centre, we have now arrived in the historic city of Edinburgh, and we've arrived in the city centre because we've got a few more epic cars to have a look at, which is where we're heading now. And here we are at George Street, Edinburgh. We have made it here to have a look at the few of the Gumball cars which are on display for this evening, and there is one heck of a lot of cars to choose from. We're getting a weird sense of deja vu over here right now, as the same SLS Black Series that shot past us on that country road has now turned up in Edinburgh. So I'm assuming it's going to be taking part in the rally. But yeah, deja vu or what? We're going to focus on this section in a minute because we have some of the famous YouTubers' cars sat right here. So in front of me we have Daily Driven Exotics with the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, and in front of that we have Matt Armstrong with the first generation Lamborghini Murcielago. Not quite finished being restored yet, but great to see it back on the road. Moving along from the two bulls at the end, we have something of a hypercar section over here. We've got not one Regera, but two Regeras, and a nice little addition to the mix is the Pagani Huayra, sat right there. Moving along from the Koenigsegg's and the Pagani, we have a car that I've wanted to see for a very, very long time. For a guy like me who loves his classics, I love a car that combines old and new as well. And this is a car that sums that up to a T. This is the brand new Lamborghini Countach. I am very happy that I can now take this one off the list. And better still, it is here with its classic counterpart as well. So yeah, a bit of a 2-for-1 there, you might say. Something of a throwback to Supercar Fest with the next car that we have to look at is this XJ220, a car that I had the pleasure of seeing at Supercar Fest this year, so yes, nice to see this one again. For a guy like me who likes his classics, stuff like the XJ220 is great to see, but there is something here that steals the show from it somewhat, and that is this. One of the latest additions to the Mr. Shmee 150's fleet, it is his Zenvo TS RS. As a car enthusiast, I can consider myself lucky to say that I've seen, prior to today, a number of Zenvos, including, I believe, 2 TS RS's now, so this being number 3, I'd say that's a pretty good score so far. In one respect, you may say my luck has doubled today, having been to Ferrari Edinburgh early today and seen that one Bugatti Chiron, and I've come here and I can say I've seen another one because I've got this example right here. So yeah, my luck continues to grow. And now for another little throwback to Supercar Fest, because I've got the same McLaren 765 LT and same Lamborghini Huracan STO that I saw when I was at Supercar Fest. So another form of deja vu for myself. A green Ferrari, like that 488 Pista Spider that I saw earlier, is one thing, but another colour you don't really see Ferraris in is in orange. And here we have one in the form of this 812 GTS. A pretty outlandish colour, but one that suits the car very well. We've moved on to a different section of the Gumball cars now. Whilst there are a few great cars up there like the Lamborghini Huracan Evo Spider, the Porsche 992 Targa, the Ferrari F8, the Ferrari 296, the Lamborghini Urus, and there's another F8 here. But I think the two in this section that top it off are the McLaren Senna and the Lamborghini Murcielago SV. Okay, this one might have just topped the McLaren Senna, but in my opinion it's not topped the Murcielago SV. That is one of my all-time favourite cars, but nonetheless, here is the same Bugatti Chiron that I came across earlier when I was at Ferrari Edinburgh, so nice to see this one again. I am here for Gumball, but I think it'd be wrong if I didn't come over here and admire the view and the spectacle that is Edinburgh Castle. A very, very eye-catching and noteworthy landmark indeed. Another thing I am observing about Edinburgh, it seems to be a pretty good place for car spotting, because we've got cars like this random 992 GT3 RS just cruising through. We're just on our ways over to the hotels, but we've got to do the touristy thing here. We had to pull over and admire the bridges over the Forth River. Okay, so we're all checked in at the hotel and we're just about ready to call it a day. Now this is usually the point in the vlog where I'd say what my top 3 cars from the day were, but the thing is, whilst I've seen all the cars that are going on the Gumball rally,
I kind of want to save what my top Gumball cars were until tomorrow's vlog, because that's when we're going to be concluding this adventure. So you're just going to have to stay tuned until then. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Go smash that like button, subscribe, go follow me on Instagram, link in the description below, and I shall see you on the next one. See you then.